Good morning, first graders. So I'm really excited about today. We are going to start a whole new writing unit. So we're all finished with those stories that we were working on, and today we're going to start working on something a little bit different. So we are going to work on what is called persuasive writing. Does anybody have any ideas what persuasive writing might mean? What does it mean to try and persuade somebody? So I heard some really great ideas. This is a really tough word. So to persuade somebody means that you are trying to first convince someone to do something, or you're trying to make someone believe that in something that you believe in, or you're trying to change someone's mind. So persuade means that you're trying to convince someone to do something. Maybe you have an activity that you want to do that you're trying to convince your friend to do with you. Maybe you want to go to the park, but they don't want to go with you. You can be trying to make someone believe in something that they don't believe in, or you are trying to change someone's mind. So sometimes this might happen when your parents say, "No, you can't do that." And you're like, "But mom, but dad." And you try and convince them to let you do it. So there are a couple of different ways that you can persuade someone. So first, in order to persuade somebody to change someone's mind or convince them to do something or to believe something that you believe in, you have to give them really good reasons and information of why they should believe you. Just because you tell them to doesn't mean they're going to believe you. So you have to give them some really good reasons and some factual information of why they should believe you. Then you also have to give them examples of why they should believe you. So you have to give them some really solid examples of, well, this is why you should do what I'm doing, or this is why you should believe this. So the first thing that we're going to do to kind of introduce this topic to us is we are going to read a really funny and cool story called I Wanna Iguana. And while we are listening to this story together, I want you to think about a couple of things. What is the main character trying to persuade his mom to do? How does he try to persuade his mom? And in the end, does it work? So this story is about a little boy named Alex, and it's really funny. So while we are listening to I Wanna Iguana, I want you to think about what is the main character trying to persuade his mom to do? How does he try to persuade his mom? And in the end, does it work? All right, so let's listen to this story together.
I wanna.
Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. Okay.
I Wanna Iguana by Karen Hoffman Orloff. Illustrated by David Castro. Dear Mom, I know you don't think I should have Mikey Gulligan's baby iguana when he moves, but here's why I should. If I don't take it, he's going to Stinky, and Stinky's dog, Lurch, will eat it. You don't want that to happen, do you? Signed, your sensitive son, Alex. Dear Alex, I'm glad you're so compassionate, but I doubt that Stinky's mother will let Lurch into the iguana's cage. Nice try, though. Love, Mom. See? Dear Mom, did you know that iguanas are really quiet? And they're cute, too. I think they're much cuter than hamsters. Love, your adorable son, Alex. Dear Alex, tarantulas are quiet, too, but I wouldn't want one as a pet. By the way, that iguana of Mikey's is uglier than Godzilla. Just thought I'd mention it. Love, Mom. Dear Mom, you would never even have to see the iguana. I'll keep his cage in my room on the dresser next to my soccer trophies. Plus, he's so small, I bet you'll never even know he's there. Love, a zillion and one kisses. Alex. Dear Alex, iguanas can grow to be over 6 feet long. You won't have enough space in your whole room, much less on your dresser, with or without your trophies. Love, Mom. Dear Mom, it takes 15 years for an iguana to get that big. Mikey told me. I'll be married by then and probably living in my own house. Love, your smart and mature kid, Alex. Dear Alex, how are you going to get a girl to marry you when you own a 6-foot-long reptile? Love, your concerned mother. Dear Mom, forget the girl. I need a new friend now. This iguana can be the brother I've always wanted. Love, your lonely child, Alex. Dear Alex, you have a brother. Love, Mom. Dear Mom, I know I have a brother, but he's just a baby. What fun is that? If I had an iguana, I could teach it tricks and things. Ethan doesn't do tricks. He just burps and poops. Love, grossed out Alex. Dear Alex, how do I know you're ready for a pet? Remember what happened when you took home the class fish? Love, Mom. Dear Mom, if I knew the fish was going to jump into the spaghetti sauce, I never would have taken the cover off the jar. Love, your son who has learned his lesson. P.S. Iguanas don't like spaghetti. Dear Alex, let's say I let you have the iguana on a trial basis. What exactly would you do to take care of it? Love, Mom. Dear Mom, I would feed him every day. He eats lettuce. And I would make sure he had enough water. And I would clean his cage when it got messy. Love, responsible Alex. P.S. What's a trial basis? Dear Alex, a trial basis means Dad and I see how well you take care of him for a week or two before we decide if you can have him forever. Remember, Stinky and Lurch are waiting. Love, Mom. P.S. If you clean his cage as well as you clean your room, you're in trouble. Dear Mom, I'll really try to clean my room and the iguana's cage. Also, listen to this. I'll pay for the lettuce with my allowance. I mean, how much can one baby iguana eat anyway? Love, Alex, the financial wizard. Are you sure you want to do this, Alex? Yes, Mom. I wanna iguana. Please. Dear Alex, look on your dresser. Love, Mom. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, wasn't that a great story? I just love the little boy, Alex. I think he's so funny. It reminds me of when I was in 5th grade. One of the 5th grade teachers had a pet iguana in her classroom, and it was huge, but it was really cool. And she had a really big cage. His name was Dino, and she actually had him when I was in 2nd grade too, and he got out of his cage once, and he was crawling around the school. It was really funny. So thinking back to the story, what does Alex want? He wants his mom to let him keep his friend's baby iguana when his friend moves. So the whole story is all about he's trying to convince his mom that he should be allowed to keep that baby iguana. How does Alex try to persuade his mom to let him keep the iguana? What does Alex do to try and convince his mom that he should be allowed to have it? Alex writes letters to his mom, giving her all the reasons that he should be allowed to keep this iguana. Some of those reasons are kind of silly. I don't think my mom would believe me if I said I wanted an iguana, because it could be the brother I never wanted, but I have a little brother. But some of the reasons were pretty good that he gave. So he was writing his mom letters. Mom, this is why you should let me keep the iguana. Lurch will eat him. And then what happens at the end of the story? Does Alex's mom let him keep the iguana? So he's allowed to keep the iguana for a trial basis. Who remembers what a trial basis means? That's right. It means that he's allowed to keep the iguana for a short amount of time to see if he can take care of it. His mom wants him to prove that he can take care of the iguana. So now what I want you to do is to get out your journal, and give me a second while I switch my screen over. Oh, that's not the right screen, guys. This one. All right, so you're gonna get out your journal. At the top, you're going to write your first name and last name. Right? You're going to write today's date, which is 4-20-20. And then you're going to write lesson 1. And then I want you to write, I wanna iguana. So later this week, you guys are going to work on writing your teachers a letter to convince them or to persuade them of something that you believe or that you want them to do. So I want you to think back to the story, and we are going to write 3 things that 3 reasons that Alex gave his mom that were really solid reasons as to why he should be allowed to keep the iguana. So think back to the story. And if you were trying to convince your parents to let you keep a pet, what would you think that was the best reasons Alex gave his mom as to why he should be allowed to keep the iguana? I heard one. He said that he would feed the iguana, right? If you are going to have a pet, you want to be able to take care of that pet. So you're going to write the number 1, and this is the first reason, and you're going to write Alex will feed the iguana. So that is the first reason, really good reason, that he gave his mom as to why he should be allowed to keep the iguana. So what is another, remember, he gave his mom some pretty silly reasons as to why he should be able to keep the iguana. But they were kind of silly. So let's go back to the story, and I'll just kind of fast forward. All right, so he said that iguanas are really, really quiet. Do you think that that's a good reason that his mom should let him keep an iguana? It could be because some people don't like loud animals. Some people don't like dogs because they, you know, I have 2 dogs. They can make a lot of noise sometimes. So that could be a really good reason if your parents like quiet animals. The iguana is quiet. All right, let's see if we can find one more really good, solid reason that you think would help convince Alex's mom that you should be able, or he should be able to keep the iguana. So let's keep going. So do you think if an iguana grew to be 6 feet long that your parents would let you keep him? Probably not. Like I said, I had a teacher that had an iguana, and that iguana from its nose to its tail was probably at least 4 to 5 feet long. It was really big, and the cage was really big that she got to keep it in, but it was really cool. It does take a really long time for iguanas to get that big, though. He was kind of a really old iguana. I also love the pictures of this iguana. This is really silly and kind of scary looking for an iguana. So he also says that he needs a friend. Do you think that that was a good reason and that helped convince his mom that he should be allowed to keep the iguana? No, probably not. He already has a baby brother. He thinks his baby brother is boring and does nothing but burps and poops. But I don't think that helped convince his mom. How did he convince his mom that he was ready for a pet? Now, remember, he had a fish from his class that had gotten out and into their spaghetti dinner. So his mom didn't think he was ready. So first we said that he would feed him every day, and that, you know, would show her that he was ready. What else on this page would show his mom, I'm ready to take care of this iguana? Right, there's 2 things that Alex puts that I think are really great ways to convince or persuade your parents that you are ready. So we already said that he would feed him every day, because you want to make sure you feed your animals. And he also said, I would make sure he had enough water, and I would clean up his messy cage. So let's add those to our list, because I think those are both really great answers to convince or to persuade. So Alex will give him water every day. And then the last reason, Alex will clean his cage. So if I were trying to convince my parents that I should be allowed to have an iguana, these are the 4 reasons that I would give my parents. Well, look, I will make sure that I feed the iguana every day. The iguanas are really quiet, so he won't make any noise and you won't hear him. I will give him water every day so that he's not thirsty, and I will clean his cage so that he doesn't stink. Lizards can be kind of stinky if you don't clean their cage. So I want you guys to keep thinking about this. There's no extra writing assignment for today. We've done it all together. But later this week, we are going to read some more stories and kind of get some more ideas of how you might convince somebody to do something or to buy something that you want. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.